Hey everybody, it's Thursday. You know what that means? That means that I'm on Twitter, and if you asked your question using the hashtag KatieFAQ, I've searched my notifications, I've searched my messages, and I have 3 today. And the third one I need to talk about a little bit more, just to give it the proper time that it deserves. And the journal topic is brought to you by, actually, it was my reaction and my thoughts about Jess May's new tattoo. So thanks, Jess, and I'm excited about that, so stay tuned for that one. Okay. Without further ado, because I got to get this going, question number 1. What do you think about friends with benefits? Is it unhealthy? I thought this was an interesting question because a lot of us have either A, been involved in it personally, or B, have had a friend who is dating somebody and we know it may not be healthy or they might not be monogamous and we're not really sure. And from a therapeutic or emotionally safe and healthy place, I would say that it is unhealthy because of the fact that when we're physically intimate with someone, whether it's just kissing, cuddling, sex, whatever, it is something that is very intimate and it involves us emotionally. Whether we like to admit that it does or it doesn't, it definitely does. And if you just had sex with someone and then you're like, okay, bye, no strings attached, yada, yada, and you go out somewhere, let's say like 2 nights later, and you're out at a party and you see him making out with somebody else, I don't believe, and you can disagree with me, it's fair to disagree, but I don't believe that any of us could honestly say, heart of hearts, that we wouldn't be kind of hurt / potentially territorial over the fact that that's our friend benefits, because we're always, as human beings, I believe that we're seeking proper attachments and relationships, and that kind of a relationship it's not really that. It's almost like you're mixing something that's supposed to be non-sexual and intimate in a different way with something that's, sexual and a relationship kind of way. It's just a different type of relationship and you're mixing them. And I feel like it kind of is dangerous. And also on the physician safety for our body kind of way, if we're doing that, we really, really, really need to use protection. We need to be very safe about sex, because if any of you have done that tree thing before, I did the sex education thing in college for my class, and like if you've slept with one person and that one person has slept with like 2 people and each of those people slept with like 2 other people, it like builds so much so that when you're sleeping with one person, you're in a way potentially contracting any diseases from like, let's say 30 people, because people sleep with a lot of different people and you can see how that would kind of grow, and it's dangerous. So please, please, please use protection and be careful, and also protect your heart and protect your feelings. And if that's something that doesn't feel right for you and you're hoping it'll turn into something more, then maybe that it just isn't the right thing, Okay, question number 2. Is there any way to prevent panic attacks from happening if you feel yourself getting really anxious? And this is a great one. The most common things that have helped my clients are, well, first of all, any therapist or physician will tell you, don't drink alcohol and limit your caffeine intake. If you can't, maybe don't drink caffeine. I know that's hard for some people, but those are the best things we can do to prevent them ahead of time. Like even before we feel ourselves, it's good for people who have high anxiety to limit caffeine intake and alcohol, because it can sometimes make our hearts race, and then it can make us think that, it almost can send us into a panic attack sometimes because we're already having them and it gives us some similar symptoms. Also, relaxation techniques work. I have a bunch of them on my channel if you want to check those out. Those are the most common. Also, something that we've talked about for dissociation and helping us kind of come back is grounding techniques, like using all your 5 senses. What am I smelling right now? What am I feeling right now? And, breathing slowly at the same time while I feel the seat below me and I feel my soft cotton shirt, and going through that can sometimes help calm us and bring us back. Also, just excusing yourself from a situation if you need to. Oftentimes when we feel, too claustrophobic, it can cause that. So maybe going away into a restroom or a ladies' lounge area or something to kind of, bring ourselves back together, that can help too. And if any of you have any tips and tricks about this, as always, leave it below, because you have so much more experience than I do, and it's really helpful when you help one another, and I love it. Okay, question number 3. Now, for those of you who don't follow We Are Freedom Fighters, they've been on YouTube for a long time, and they're a group of them who put out videos. I think it's 5 days a week. It might be different. I know each person has a different day. And I've met one of the girls, Brianna. I think her videos are up on Thursday. today. But anyway, unfortunately, Ariel, the main person who started it, her husband took his own life recently, and so she's going through that, and they haven't posted any videos recently. And Brianna reached out to me to ask me to talk about it, and I thought it was perfect timing because I read all the comments. You guys know that. I responded to as many as I can. In my last video about suicide, some of you loved it and some of you hated it and disagreed with me. And that's fair, right? Like, that's our community. We're not always going to agree with one another. But the reason I want to take more time on it is because I honestly, for many of the points, feel like some of my points didn't get across in the way that I had intended, because these videos are relatively short and today's may be a little longer because I want to make sure that my point is heard and that any feelings that were hurt, I want to make sure that we've kind of resolved that as best we can. So let me know, as always, below. Let me know what you think. But the question is, hey, Katie, can you please make a video about how to cope with someone killing themselves? Ariel lost her husband that way, which is why Freedom Fighters hasn't posted. We are all very sad. Please help out. Now, the first thing that I want to mention is that death is death. And whether someone killed themselves, whether someone had cancer, it's all really difficult. And I have a video about grief and grieving, which you can check out on my channel. And it's something maybe some of you might want to pass around between the people that maybe you know we are freedom fighters, just to give them, I think I mentioned some books in there, and I talk about how I not got over, that's not even the right term I want to use, just moved forward from the death of my father. And even talking about it, sometimes I get all teary because it's a person to us, right? And I think that's the point that I wanted to make clearer about my video from before, is that suicide isn't a selfish act. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is I can understand why people say that, because those of us who are left behind feel really hurt and we feel lost, and we can, like I talked about, I had a friend in high school who found his brother, and that's really traumatic and it's really hard, and it can impact people's lives endlessly for the rest of their life. They can struggle from that experience. And I heard many of you say, well, then those people are being selfish. And yes, we're all thinking about ourselves, right? The person in pain who's considering suicide is thinking about themselves because they see no way out. And the people on the other side are thinking, fight harder. I want you around. I love you. I care for you. Please be in my life. I want you there for all these events. And so in essence, the human condition is selfish to some extent. And so that's what I was trying to express, that the people who are left behind, or the people who have to find the body of the person who passed away, it's really hard, and they would wish it didn't happen. And that can be selfish, yes, but you can see both sides. With everything, we can kind of see both sides. Am I wrong? I mean, I understand that people are in pain, and I know it's a big deal. And the main point that I didn't make last time that I really want to express this time is, often when people are contemplating suicide, seriously contemplating suicide, they're not in their right mind and they're not thinking clearly. They almost can even just they've lost touch with their own reality. And that's what 5150s were created for. In the state of California, if I feel someone's a danger to themselves, I can put them in the hospital for 72 hours so that they're safe, so that they don't kill themselves or hurt someone else. It's both, but today we're just talking about hurting themselves. And that leads me to the second point of, if you notice something, do something, say something, reach out. People are hurting all around us, and it's hard, but having support of people can turn it around. I mean, I've had many clients who swear that their best friend has saved their life because she's been there for their lowest of lows, and having people reach out to you, having people, make plans with you and keep you going, it can really help. So I think that a lot of times suicide can be prevented. And yes, I believe that we can work harder, fight harder, get out of it, do things to shake things up, because even if it's just telling a loved one, I can't help myself, I need you to do something for me, I need you to take me to the hospital, or anything. If there's any way for you to reach out to, in a way, save yourself, please do it, because life is precious. And I know it can be painful, and I know that many of you are thinking, there's no way out and there's no way this is going to get better. But I promise, if we get the help we need and the support that we need, things do get better. And I am so sorry to Ariel for her loss, and I hope that my grief and grieving video will help you. One thing that my therapist told me when I was going through, when my dad had first passed away, is she was like, Katie, you run marathons in life. I'm going to get teary about it. She's like, you do a lot. You're busy. I was in school at the time. She's like, you're in grad school. You're working in a treatment center. You have clients. Like, you have a lot going on. And she was like, this is like God throwing on like an 80-pound backpack and being like, go run your marathon, because you run those all the time. And we can't. And so for any of you who are grieving out there and who are wondering, what do I do and how do I move on? Slow down. That's the best thing we can do. Slow down. Take your time. It takes time, and grief is interesting because, like, my dad passed away 6 years ago, and I still cry about it. And there'll be songs come on the radio and I'm like, oh, I really miss my dad. And I think that that's fair and that's okay. And we all have our own process, right? But losing someone, especially when it's abrupt, is really, really hard. So take your time. Give yourself time to grieve. Please, please, please seek therapy. That was like my life raft. That like saved my life because things were really hard. So I would encourage all of you, if you know someone is hurting, reach out to them. Let them know you're there. If you yourself are hurting, please reach out for help yourself. Find a therapist. Find a support group. There are a lot of wonderful grief and grieving groups out there. So all it takes is a simple Google search, okay? So I hope that clears things up. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'm happy to keep talking about this as much as you guys want me to. But I think this video is probably getting really long. And my journal topic is amazing, so I'm excited. So Jess May just sent me a photo of her tattoo, and it's in the process. It's not all complete yet, so the colors aren't in, but it's of a phoenix. And I'm a Potterhead. For any of you who don't know, I love Harry Potter. And, there's a phoenix in it. Dumbledore has a phoenix. And the phoenix turns to ash. It, like, dies, but it turns to ash, and it's birthed out of its own ashes. And it got me to thinking, especially with all the stuff that's going on and what we're talking about, is that life can be a real shit pot. It can be terrible, but we can be born again in our own. We can birth a new us. We can decide who we want to be and how we want to be and who we want in our lives, and we can start making changes, right? And that's what's so wonderful about life, is that things can be real shit, and we can make small changes every day working towards a goal of a new us. And that's what I love about it, because life is amazing. And if anybody told me I'd be where I am now back 6 years ago when my dad passed away, I'd be like, you're lying. So you never know. And so I would encourage all of you today to give some thought to what you want to be born into new. What kind of new you are you working towards? And then let's start taking some steps. So let me know. What are your big goals? What do you envision yourself doing? What would you like to be birthed again to? Like the phoenix, because it's such a beautiful bird, and I just love that whole idea. So yeah. Okay, I love you all. I hope that helps. Tomorrow is finally Friday, and I'll be on Facebook, so ask your questions there. Okay, bye.